Jackson, of course, one of the most powerful and explosive guys in the history of the light heavyweight division. Former champion, on the comeback trail, looking to get past a man that he hates in Rashad. Former heavyweight winner of the Ultimate Fighter, former UFC light heavyweight champion. Incredible endurance, and I look at that weigh-in yesterday. This was seriously intense. These guys got in each other's face, and who manages it better? Who manages the anticipation better? Who can stay calm under fire? Because there's so much emotion in this.
It's winning the Ultimate Fighter, and so has the Count, Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping has definitely come a long way, especially after his victory over Wanderlei Silva.
Yeah.
Excuse me, his loss to Wanderlei Silva. Dan Henderson. Dan Miller, though, is a submission specialist. He's got nasty chokes and guillotines, tough as nails. One of the career.
I can tell you, and I know you agree, this is going to be a very special night. They will finally meet Rampage and Rashad, and we'll also feature the man known as Little Nog. In the light heavyweight division, coming off a spectacular UFC debut, Little Nog, Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, looks to stop the owner of the fastest knockout in UFC history. Looks to snap the 8-fight winning streak of Mike Russo. Our rules of the Octagon are brought to you by UFC Undisputed 2010 video game, available now. 5-minute rounds, there are no championship fights on the card tonight. Round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less, based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and Octagon. UFC 114 is brought to you in high def, available now. We begin with the winner of the original Ultimate Fighter, the Nightmare, Diego Sanchez, returns to 170. His battle tonight is against the Brit John Hathaway. After a stellar run at 170 pounds, Diego Sanchez stunned fight fans with his tricks, and he's got a hungry rising star in John Hathaway, looking to send him crashing to defeat.
He's had a lot of great fights and a lot of great success in this sport, you know, but I want the same thing, you know. I want to be successful. I'm going to be successful in this sport, and it's people like Diego who I'm going to need to beat to become successful.
Fighting John is a perfect comeback fight for me at 170. I think he's the perfect caliber of fighter for me to make my return to welterweight.
Defeated 13 bouts, including UFC fights against Tom Egan, Rick Story, and Paul Taylor. And if he can add Diego Sanchez to that list, he will truly become a welterweight contender.
I gotta get on him, and I gotta be first. I gotta put it on him.
Division that saw him defeat Joe Stevenson and Clay Guida. Diego Sanchez moves back to welterweight tonight with his sights set on his 8th win at 170 pounds, and to move one step closer to a UFC title shot.
I'm still on a mission to become a world champion, and on that mission, you live, you learn.
Just 22 years old, Joe. 3-0 in the UFC, 13-0 in his mixed martial arts. Very strong knack for the wrestling game. He's very powerful. And tonight, John Hathaway fights for the first time ever on U.S. soil.
Yeah, it's interesting that he is the guy from, because there's not like a real strong wrestling program in the UK and in England. You know, Hathaway's very, very powerful for a welterweight. He's a Sanchez, especially Diego coming back from fighting it like
Bang, former rugby player. Watch BJ Penn versus Joey Gilbert at age 16 and was hooked. Also, as you know, has done a lot of training here in the U.S., 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu with our good friend Eddie Bravo. Likes to utilize the rubber guard. Diego, though, when he gets you down, is powerful. And now he's back at 170. Not only powerful, but he likes to beat people up.
Well, Diego pushes a tremendous pace, too, and that's going to test John Hathaway. It really puts that kind of pressure on you.
Now, 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. This man is a mixed martial artist holding a perfect professional record, 13 wins, no losses. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Brighton, Sussex, England, John Hitman Hathaway. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 23 wins, 3 losses. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds, fighting out of Alba, Albuquerque, New Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Ultimate Fighter Season 1 winner, And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Herb Dean.
The veteran Herb Dean, our referee. UFC 114. Rampage versus Evans, presented by UFC Undisputed 2010.
Ready.
Getting set for our first fight of the night. Tonight's clock brought to you by The Expendables in theaters. August 13th, we are underway. Southpaw, Sanchez in the dark trunks. The Brit, Hathaway, taller.
He's got a hold of a leg.
Good hands, excellent grappling. Hathaway, very strong though.
Yeah, Hathaway's got control of Diego's left wrist. You notice that, Mike? Keeping Diego from completing the takedown or clasping his hands together to control Hathaway. That's some serious grip strength that he's able to. Diego's still working very hard here for that takedown.
Come on, let's
Now
work.
Hathaway's got that underhook, and he pushes him back up.
Sanchez really working for the takedown. Got it for a second. Hathaway right back up. That quick elbow a moment
Turns him
ago.
back around again.
Spun out neatly. The crowd here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Likes to throw the pace at his opponent and say, can you handle it or not? Let's see when he goes ahead and puts the pedal to the metal. Let's see when Diego decides he wants to do that. Way, as I mentioned, unbeaten. 13-0.
Good straight right by Hathaway. Utilizing that long reach.
23 wins for Sanchez. On U.S. soil, the other UFCs he fought in were in Dublin, Ireland, Cologne.
First time we got to see him, and yeah, that's when you realize what a beast this young man is.
Oh, big huge knee! He rocked Sanchez! Hathaway trying to finish this fight! That knee rocked Diego! Relentless pace by Hathaway!
But Herb Dean was looking at him very closely.
And the elbow! Now to the body.
Diego's doing a good job of defending himself, though.
Diego with the up kick a moment ago.
That's Diego's guards. Diego has a very good guard. Very good off his back.
Jab and hook.
Not really much of a sense in...
To understand how this fight has gone, he's a smart kid.
There we go.
Junior Dos Santos. What a nice young man, too. And you want to talk about talent.
Yeah, that's an exciting young man.
Third round. Sanchez, Hathaway meet in the middle of the octagon. Main event tonight, Rampage and Rashad, UFC. Circling into the right hand of Hathaway is Sanchez.
Well, they're telling him to circle right and jab.
On the cover for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 is now available. Great party last night. THQ launching the game alongside UFC President Dana White. Been an amazing weekend for the fans of the UFC with the expo and the release of the video game and Rampage and Rashad later. Thank you to everyone. Been used by many tonight. We hope it will be. Certainly.
It's definitely the most emotionally heated matchup. I mean, Rampage and Vanderlei was pretty heated, but this seems to be on another level entirely.
Tito and Ken back in the day.
Yeah, but Tito and Ken, nobody really thought that was even a fight. The odds all week have been basically 50-50. I mean, it's basically a dead even fight as far as the bookmakers go. That's pretty unusual.
Emotions have been such a big part of it. And as you said in the open, Joe, it may come down to how the fighters handle their emotions.
Takedown thing is that attempt here by Diego, but stuffed by Hathaway.
The one thing is Hathaway's handling everything that Sanchez has to throw.
And Hathaway faked.
Hathaway got
There's a good right hand there by Diego. Diego's got to do something drastic, though, Mike. Those first 2 rounds weren't the best, especially considering he got hurt and, you know, got some ground and pound put on him. He lands a good left.
Got to throw some combinations in there. Let's see what Diego tries to set up.
So far, the most dramatic, trying hard still, goes for that shot. Hathaway is just so strong.
Hathaway stuffed that takedown without even a glimpse of a problem. The biggest strike was the knee that he punished Sanchez with when Diego went for the takedown earlier in the fight.
Lock that up.
Hanging that right hand, cocking the left. And throughout this fight.
Hathaway's bleeding out of his nose too, Mike.
Again, the question was, how had BJ Penn's win over Diego Sanchez in the way in which it had? I guess we'll find out as the weeks continue, but Hathaway has certainly been the aggressor in this fight, which is not typical Diego style.
Diego had been beaten before, but he had never been dominated. That's the difference. He had lost close fights. There was no moment where it looked like it was done. But he got, you know, there was a clear level above him, you know, skill-wise, exhibited by BJ Penn. Now Hathaway's putting it on him.
It's been all about the Brit here in our first fight of the night.
Left by Hathaway.
10 seconds. Sanchez gets thrown aside. Huge debut on U.S. soil for the 22-year-old hitman. Fight long brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
That's a straight right. And this is the, you know, the reach advantage that Hathaway had was huge. I mean, 6'1" compared to Diego's 5'10", and he used
the knee early, by far the most vicious strike, but the way that Hathaway was able to find a home for that straight right, that right hand, simply outstanding. Not the return to the welterweight division that Diego Sanchez was hoping for. Good, and justifiably so. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges' scorecards read 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26. For the winner, by unanimous decision, John the Hitman Hathaway.
Got himself a 10-8. He'll visit with Joe.
Ford, tell us how you're feeling right now.
Obviously, I'm feeling very happy. Like me and my
great takedown defense and some really good striking. You caught him with a big knee, and you had him badly hurt. Did you think you were going to be able to finish him at that point?
I was hoping I would, but obviously Diego's incredibly tough, and he pulled through very well.
Well, you know what? You're always improving. Fantastic performance tonight. We look forward to seeing you again. John Hitman Hathaway, ladies and gentlemen.
By far, and he is just a kid with a very bright. UFC 114, Rampage versus Evans, is being brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. By the only motorcycles worthy of being in the Expendables, starring Jason Statham, Jet Li, Randy Couture, and Sylvester Stallone. On August 13th, screen for the first and only time. And by Get Your Edge. Later tonight, Jackson finally fights Rashad Evans. Earlier tonight, here at the MGM Grand Garden, to train harder than he ever has in his mixed martial arts career. Rashad Evans arriving earlier as well, Quentin Rampage Jackson, knowing that by beating down his Rashad, meet later tonight here in Las Vegas with the... It's been a career's worth of paying dues for Nebraska's Jason Brills to stage against one of its top contenders in Nogueira.
Jason is a tough up-and-coming fighter, but I'm planning to knock him out like I did my last opponent.
Little Nog is the
the fight so interesting to me is to finally see
his time in the octagon with wins over Brad Morris, Tim Boach, and Eric Schaefer. This success has led him to a showdown with the man known as Little Nog.
it's coming down to his jiu-jitsu against my ground and pound, and I think my ground and pound is better than his jiu-jitsu. And that's where I know I'm going to win the fight.
Half of one of the sport's deadliest brother combinations, Little Nog, Antonio Rogerio member by earning Knockout of the Night honors against Louise Kane. Tonight, we'll find out if lightning strikes.
Dream becoming the UFC champion.
Jason Hitman Brills with a unique opportunity to present light heavyweight fighters in the world. Rogerio Nogueira has been living in the shadow of his brother Minotauro Nogueira, but many people feel like he may be actually better than his brother. As a light heavyweight, he had great big test for Jason Hitman Brills, and he had the courage to step up and take it on short notice. A lot of people were offered this fight by Joe Silva. Jason Brills took it.
Janeiro, Brazil, and Joe, as you just mentioned, man, could he be better? Could he achieve more?
Well, he's very good on the ground, and he's actually a very accomplished amateur boxer. Winning the Pan American Games, representing his home country of Brazil. He's got lightning fast hands and big power in his left, as we saw in the Louise Kane fight. Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, all those animals that they have down there training with his brother Minotauro Nogueira at Ed Soros training facility.
Hasn't lost in more than 3 years, riding a 6-fight win streak since the upset at Pride 33 over a trio of years ago. Those 6 wins in a row, including that in which was the UFC debut inside the octagon that Joe mentioned. In his already high-level striking, outlanding opponents almost 3 times to 1.
Yeah, he's, as we said, very good on his feet, very good off of his back. It's a really interesting fight because Jason Brills, although he's a wrestler with very good ground control and good ground and pound, is he going to be able to deal with the guard of Rogerio Nogueira? Very similar guard to his brother, who has one of the very...
Nog. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight is brought to you by the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon, Harley Davidson. Little Nog 33, the Hitman Jason Brills. Advantage for Nogueira. With the official introductions, we turn it over to the veteran voice of the octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is presented by Elite Cage Fighters take on Elite War Fighters. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Light Heavyweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this Jason Hitman Brills. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a boxer and jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 18 wins with 3 losses, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. In this contest is Yves Lavigne.
Yves Lavigne, our referee. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. A beautiful Shondella Ariani. UFC 114, presented by UFC Undisputed 2010. Rampage and Evans later tonight. Brills and Nogueira, here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by The Expendables in theaters August 13th. White trunks with the blue, the Hitman, Jason Brills. Advantage for Nogueira. With the official introductions, we turn it over to the veteran voice of the octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is presented by Elite Cage Fighters take on Elite War Fighters. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this Jason Hitman Brills. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a boxer and jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 18 wins with 3 losses, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. In this contest is Yves Lavigne.
Yves Lavigne, our referee. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. A beautiful Shondella. Ariani, UFC 114, presented by UFC Undisputed 2010. Rampage and Evans later tonight. Brills and Nogueira, here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by The Expendables, in theaters August 13th. White trunks with the blue stripe for Brills. Southpaw is Nogueira, solid white trunks. Spectacular striker. With Little Nog walking away with a knockout of the night award.
The key to this fight for Brills is going to be stay outside of the boxing range of Nogueira when he wants to, and then move past it and get inside and close when he wants to clinch. He does not want to be in range of
the fight tonight. Not everybody was running to take this fight. When Jason Brills got the call from Joe Silva, he said absolutely, did not hesitate. Huge props to Jason Brills. 18 wins in his MMA career.
Well, as far as the UFC goes, not that many people know about Nogueira, big name. As far as hardcore MMA fans, and Jason Brills is one of them, he knows how dangerous this man is. So this is a big step up.
Trying to punish that front leg. Brills not even close. And if Little Nog can punish that front leg, as you and I have talked about many times, the takedown attempts are going to become
the takedown. He shoots that knee to the breadbasket. He's got the Brills once. Now, Brills has excellent control on the ground, Mike. He's really good at his weight distribution. He's got a great base, very hard to sweep. So this is exactly what Brills wanted. He's got to be careful, though. Minotauro has excellent wrist control, and he used that to push that wrist down and throw his legs over the top. Brills is trying to pass, but he's got to make sure he doesn't get caught in a triangle in the process.
OnDemand.com.
Right, Brills moves to half guard, but he's got to be careful the sweep here. And he's moving him. He's got the single, and Nogueira's on top. Brills has got a guillotine.
Brills trying to take the back.
And this is what I'm talking about. Brills has great control, Mike. He's got
Jerrio, higher quality of competition in which he has faced.
That's an understatement.
Yeah,
much higher quality. He's doing fairly well.
8-2 in his days in Pride.
Good hammer fist by Brills.
Brills took advantage of the kick by Little Nog.
This is very confidence-inspiring for Brills.
Yeah, he's back up though. And now he takes Brills down.
Now he's got Brills back. Got to jump on him.
And he gets a right hand to land there, Joe. 90 seconds remains in the first round. Nogueira had that kick caught. Brills turned it into a takedown. Earlier when he should be able to stuff it with ease.
Notice the distance. Brills is staying a good distance away from the punches. He's not close enough for Nogueira to kick him or punch him. He's on the outside, and then he moves in to try to clinch, and then he gets back outside again.
Which also means, Joe, that he probably won't shoot the double from way out there. He'll have to try to count.
Nogueira, though, has been working with Mark Munoz, working very hard on his wrestling as well. And he gets his underhooks and back up to a standing position.
How good is that guy, Mark Munoz?
Outstanding. How about that fight with Cameron Grove? As you know, it's hard to see either one of them lose, but what an awesome fight.
Talk about getting, you got to punish when people go for the takedown. It's one thing UFC matchmaker Joe Silva talks a lot about. That's why you can't shoot in with reckless abandon. Eat a knee like Diego Sanchez did.
Well, you know what? This first round showed a lot to Brills. Brills learned that he can hang in, he can defend himself on the feet, and he was successful taking
confidence building first round.
What if Brills does that 2 in a row? I mean, you know, if he does that 2 more times, you see Brills making a decision.
Their opinions be heard on who will win tonight's main event of the evening. Don't forget, you can vote online at UFC.com or by texting on your cell phone. 1 for Rampage, 2 for 88222. Our text voting brought to you by Tap Out, an expression of combat known worldwide, now available at tapout.com.
First round, great first round.
Guys, get out of here.
Rogerio Nogueira.
Get out of here, come on.
Brills talked about getting it into clinch range and working his magic from there. Good first round. Let's see if he starts to throw the kicks again here.
Nogueira again. I think he's looking for that knee again as Brills tries to move in. He's throwing the jab and then that knee. And Brills, he pops out. Wow. Very nice. Brills on top in half guard.
Little Nog was squeezing, trying to finish this fight. And now it's the other way.
Going for a guillotine.
Trying to choke out Little Nog. Back and forth.
Tucked under the neck. Now he's got his hands clasped.
Trying to lock it in with the legs.
Look at this.
Looking to choke out Rogerio Nogueira.
This is
Can
tight.
he do it?
This is tight.
Keep going.
This would be tight. And he drops down again for it.
Relentless.
Brills very confident in his guillotine.
He might get him here, Joe.
It's going to be hard to tap this guy. He's going to have to put him to sleep. I don't see Nogueira tapping. Got to let it go. He did not have the hands clasped together. But this is a huge confidence-inspiring moment here for Brills.
Even bigger than round 1. Especially after it was Nogueira who had the choke applied.
Good elbow. He hit him in the first round, and he did in the second round. I don't know if Brills understands what he's doing or knows how to defend it, because Nogueira's been able to do it over and over again. But what Brills does know how to do is grab the head. Got it again. There, but now he's fully in side control, though. This is no moment. Brills pops right out of that. Look at that. It's very hard here. He's on top, heavy on him.
Some serious chest going on right now.
Look, see the hand of Nogueira? Look for that arm to slide through and grab a hold of his bicep. And Brills recognizing that and frees his hands up.
Hands a little bit lower than they were earlier. Brills keeping his up.
Again, Brills gets a hold of a single. Makes it ugly. Presses him up against the cage.
His confidence has to be soaring right now.
Oh, he's got to be so happy that he took this fight. And now he's got Nogueira worried about exchanging. He's got Nogueira worried about pushing forward and getting taken down again.
A lot of time left in this.
Look at that. Brills lands a big shot.
Nogueira looking to deliver a left hand.
Again, ducks right under the punch.
Brills almost trying to use that as a sweep of the leg to get the takedown. They kick him up.
By Brills.
Nogueira right in the pocket, the hands up. Nogueira
There's
with
that
a
big knee
huge
again,
knee.
and he catches the single, but this time he can't hold on to it, Mike.
You can hear it right in front of our broadcast position. Left hand. Look at the face of Jason Brills.
Brills might have rocked Nogueira there, Mike. He tagged him.
10 seconds.
And Nogueira's backing off. Look at this.
Oh, my goodness.
Nogueira looks wobbly, Mike. This is crazy.
How about the Hitman?
Jason Brills with a big smile on his face.
Got back-to-back.
And let's take a look. Another great round for Jason Brills. Locks a hold of a guillotine arm and forces a big scramble. Uses it to sweep him, gets control on top. And again. And here's an exchange on the temple. Jason Brills, wild 2 big rounds from Mr. Brills. Very interesting.
Circle a little more, okay?
Before this fight, people were talking about a real derailment if Jason Brills is able to do this in the third.
Get back in the corner.
Jason Brills is smiling. He shouldn't be celebrating just yet, but...
Long way to go. 10-year MMA veteran. 13-1-1 since 2002. Coming off a victory over Red Schaefer. Moving up the ranks at 205 and looking to make the loudest statement ever by taking out Little Nog. So far, so good for Brills, but Joe, like you said, caution and early celebrating if you're taking on world-class fighters with knockout power.
Well, Brills has done an excellent job of utilizing his skills to the best advantage. I mean, he's very smart about his game plan in this fight, but his head is too high. He's going to pop out, and he's in half guard. Awesome takedown by Brills.
Joe, UFC Poker Room, it's free at UFCpoker.com. Cash and prizes, including UFC merchandise and trips to UFC fights. Register now at UFCpoker.com.
Good sweep by Nogueira. Nogueira on top.
Nogueira trying to push the pace here with his ground and pound. Brills trying to spin out of trouble. Trying to wall walk is Jason Brills. We had a hitman. Brills again for the single.
Brills is making Nogueira. Dropping down to an ankle. It's hard to hold on those sweaty, slippery ankles.
Gonna
He's getting
punish
tagged.
him. Yeah. He might have to give this position up. You see the frustration. The level of frustration growing quickly for Little Nog Rogerio Nogueira.
I think Nogueira is also surprised about getting tagged by Brills in these exchanges. I don't think he expected that. I think he thought he was going to have a significant advantage in the striking because, you know, technically he's a better striker, but Brills has got heart. He's letting him throw, and he gets that single again. Locks a hold of it. Yeah, Brills got to hold on to it very tight. And Brills trying to turn that corner, but if Nogueira gets that over-under, he's going to go for an...
Good position for Little Nog.
Or he can get the Japanese necktie as well.
2 minutes remains in the fight.
He's going to push it through, Mike. You see how he's pushing it through? He's going to slide it onto his bicep. Brills has got to be careful here. This is bad.
Gave it up.
His arms are gassed out. That was an awesome opportunity for him. If he let it go, it means his arms are tired.
Brills
there's that big knee. And Brills brings it back.
Both men are exhausted. Good.
He needs to push this. He
No
knows
question.
those first 2 rounds were probably...
Right back up.
This is the same position. He's got to hang on to that leg, Mike. And now he's got the other leg. He's got to hang on to that. But he's got to be careful. He's getting pulled into a crucifix, and he does.
Not good. Arms are trapped.
And this is a real crucifix here. Very rarely do you see this. Brills rolls over and pushes it, and he's on top.
What a performance by Jason Brills.
You know what? This is what happens when you take a chance. This is what happens when you get an opportunity, and it's a dangerous one, and you man up, you throw your balls in a wheelbarrow, and you take it.
Wheelbarrow your way to victory, Jason Brills, but still, Joe, just go to the judges' scorecard. Trying to get the mount.
And Brills sneaks out.
Remains in this fight. Jason Brills goes the distance with Little Nog.
Final round for Nog, though. He did get him in that crucifix.
Joe, take a look at our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And here was the crucifix. This is rarely seen. I haven't seen this Brills, but Brills manages to get out of the position and wind out on top. A bunch of
15 wins each. Who has gotten their 19th MMA win? Has Brills. UFC 114 sold out inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena. What a... Duffy called Russo the most underrated heavyweight in the division. The one thing Duffy
made this kid. He's a freak. Big, giant, American top team guy. Everything I've heard about this guy in training is that he is a monster. They talk about how fast he is, his footwork. He's going to knock out his UFC debut. He's a big, dangerous, scary, powerful dude, and this is a big test for him against a real strong wrestler.
Trained for this fight, Joe, right here in Las Vegas, and Mike Whitehead and Frank Mir, quality big training partners. Whitehead, a very good coach. Duffy's been working as his hands are greatly improved. He's really cleaned up his technique. We'll find out how far Duffy has come, how much we should believe the hype as he gets set to take on Mike. For this heavyweight fight is brought to you by the only motorcycles worthy. 9 years his elder is Mike Russo. Both weighed in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by Zenergy, powered by Science, the great tasting sugar-free Edge. And now, this fight is 3 rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record, 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, Mike Russo! And now it's honest, holding a professional record, 6 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Tom! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Josh Rosenthal.
Josh, this battle between big heavyweights, Todd Duffy, so in the white trunks, red and black trunks, Todd Duffy. Swinging for the fences early.
Good hands by Duffy right away. Good
trained at Hardcore in Athens, Georgia with Rory and Adam Singer, which is where Forrest Griffin was for many years, and then American Top Team. Now Duffy here in Las Vegas connects with the uppercut.
Yeah,
and again. That uppercut landed.
Another good right hand. Russo's in trouble, Mike.
Duffy's quick.
He's trying to grab a hold of him, but he's already been hit so many times. You know, he's being very patient. He tags him, and then he backs up, looks for the openings. Stuffs that takedown attempt.
That's not good. Look at the size of the legs of Todd Duffy.
They don't even look real.
No. Legs like Brock Lesnar. Todd Duffy, 7 seconds in his UFC debut, like we talked about. Trying to keep things in perspective. The Undisputed 2010, the video game. Brock Lesnar on the cover, available on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, available now, UFC Undisputed 2010. Uppercut.
I'll tell you one thing, Russo can take a shot.
Man, oh man. Russell's big boy. They both weighed in at 253, Joe. Look at the difference.
250. Whatever he's using, I want to buy it.
Put it in the wheelbarrow.
Oh, he's
uppercut again. Man, he likes that uppercut.
Russo's got to figure out. Duffy just so explosive.
As you said, can take a shot, but man, how many?
The thing about Duffy, too, is how well he moves. His footwork is excellent for such a big guy. And this is the new breed of heavyweight, ladies and gentlemen. Giant, powerful,
outstanding tonight by Duffy.
Duffy's coming under a lot, Mike. Russo's trying to, you know, utilize a high guard, and he just can't grab a hold of him.
Looking for some angles. Under 90 seconds.
So far, no kicks being thrown by Duffy. We've seen that as part of his arsenal. We haven't seen that much of him, so we don't know too much about his.
Russo would love to take this to the mat. Very good wrestlers we talked about. That might be from a neutral position. Duffy's hips have been amazing, and Russo hasn't even come close to landing a takedown. Good jab.
Now, Duffy's starting to slow down, Mike. It's one. Look at that uppercut. Man.
Russo could take a shot. He's taken at least a half dozen. And another one from the uppercut.
Not since Cabbage have we seen the chin. Right on the elbow.
And late in the round, too.
Yeah.
Blood rolling down the chest of Mike Russo. Impressive round one for Duffy. Don't forget, fans, you can vote on who you believe will win tonight. Expression of Combat, known worldwide, now available at tapout.com. Who will win our main event of the evening?
mistake, his punches start to be weaker, he starts to get tired. But I need you to engage and put him down, okay?
And you see Todd Duffy just utilizing his sharp boxing, and Mike Russo showing that he can take some bombs over him out.
This heavyweight brought to you by the only motorcycles worthy. 9 years his elder is Mike Russo. Both weighed in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by Zenergy, powered by Zions, the great tasting sugar-free Edge. And now, this fight is 3 rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record, 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, Mike Russo! And now he's honest, holding a professional record, 6 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Todd! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Josh Rosenthal.
Josh, this battle between big heavyweights, Todd Duffy, so in the white trunks, red and black trunks, Todd Duffy. Swinging for the fences early.
Good hands by Duffy right away. Good
take. Trained at Hardcore in Athens, Georgia with Rory and Adam Singer, which is where Forrest Griffin was for many years, and then American Top Team. Now Duffy here in Las Vegas connects with the uppercut.
Yeah,
and again. That uppercut landed.
Another good right hand. Russo's in trouble, Mike.
Duffy's quick.
He's trying to grab a hold of him, but he's already been hit so many times. You know, he's being very patient. He tags him, and then he backs up, looks for the openings. Stuffs that takedown attempt.
That's not good. Look at the size of the legs of Todd Duffy.
They don't even look real.
No. Legs like Brock Lesnar. Todd Duffy, 7 seconds in his UFC debut, like we talked about. Trying to keep things in perspective. The Undisputed 2010, the video game. Brock Lesnar on the cover, available on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, available now, UFC Undisputed 2010.
Uppercut. I'll tell you one thing, Russo can take a shot.
Man, oh man. Russell's big boy. They both weighed in at 253, Joe. Look at the difference.
250. Whatever he's using, I want to buy it.
Put it in the wheelbarrow.
Oh, he's
uppercut again. Man, he likes that uppercut.
Russo's got to figure out. Duffy just so explosive.
As you said, can take a shot, but man, how many?
The thing about Duffy, too, is how well he moves. His footwork is excellent for such a big guy. And this is the new breed of heavyweight, ladies and gentlemen. Giant, powerful,
outstanding tonight by Duffy.
Duffy's coming under a lot, Mike. Russo's trying to, you know, utilize a high guard, and he just can't grab a hold of him.
Looking for some angles. Under 90 seconds.
So far, no kicks being thrown by Duffy. Seen that as part of his arsenal. We haven't seen that much of him, so we don't know too much about it.
Russo would love to take this to the mat. Very good wrestlers we talked about. That might be from a neutral position. Duffy's hips have been amazing, and Russo hasn't even come close to landing a takedown. Good jab.
Now, Duffy's starting to slow down, Mike. It's one. Look at that uppercut. Man.
Russo could take a shot. He's taken at least a half dozen.
Yeah.
And another one from the uppercut.
Not since Cabbage have we seen the chin. Right on the elbow.
And late in the round, too.
Yeah.
Blood rolling down the chest of Mike Russo. Impressive round one for Duffy. Don't forget, fans, you can vote on who you believe will win tonight. Expression of Combat, known worldwide, now available at tapout.com. Who will win our main event of the evening?
Don't fake. His punches start to be weaker. He starts to get tired. But I need you to engage and put him down. Okay?
And you see Todd Duffy just utilizing his sharp boxing, and Mike Russo showing that he can take some bombs over him out of there.
Got it.
The beautiful Kenda Perez, the host of Best of Pride Fighting Championship. A lot of great fights to work with.
Gentlemen, let's fight.
Couple of good ones to start our night. An epic battle later this evening. Rampage and Rashad still ahead. Miller and Bisping. Dan Miller, Michael the Count Bisping. Double jab by Russell. Duffy again with the up
On this guy, and he doesn't even look wobbly.
8-fight win streak for Mike Russo.
If Russell can keep this going and possibly wear Duffy out and eventually get some sort of a takedown, this could get interesting. But on the feet, you know, the only thing that's interesting is how much Russell can take.
And it's been astounding. His wins by knockout or TKO, 6-0.
Tim Hayes, Mike Russo's head.
Tell you what's been all over it, the fists of Todd Duffy. But the pace is slowed a bit. Duffy carrying a lot of muscle. When will Russo make his move? New edition of the UFC magazine, where the special stands everywhere. UFC magazine.
Russo landed a right hand early, Mike. And Duffy just teed off on him again. But that right hand had to give Russo just at least a little bit. But for every one he does,
yeah.
You know, Duffy's hitting. That one just grazed him.
Russo moving away from the right hand of Duffy. Connected with the left hook. Duffy switches his stance. Just for a moment, though. We've seen one kick, right? That was the head kick.
You know what? When a guy switches his stance, sometimes that means the guy hurts his hand. I mean, it could be he's trying to get a different angle going, but
he didn't stay in it
so
long,
many
though,
hard punches to the head of Mike Russo. You know, with these little gloves, and you know, you always got to wonder. So many guys break their hands in fights.
Switches again right here. But he doesn't stay there long, and when each time, at least the last 2 times he switched, he hasn't engaged. He's switched for a second, then gone back to the left foot forward, the traditional stance.
The only thing that I could think he might be trying to do is maybe set up a kick. Paul, you can land that left high kick easier, a la Mirko.
2 weeks. Rich Franklin. Under 90 seconds. UFC 115 is sold out, available only on pay-per-view. Talked about it a moment ago. Coverage begins internationally. Man, he hasn't even come close. In fact, he really hasn't even tried to follow through with the shot, his Russo, Joe.
This has shown us a lot about Todd Duffy, though, Mike, because he's landed some big shots on Russo, but he has slowed down considerably. And, you know, you see that there. He's lost a lot of his pep, a lot of his explosion.
Second round, then round 1.
They're very slow. They're not the same sort of speed punches that he was landing in the first.
And those ones were huge, and Russo seemed unfazed.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's just the way he's connecting is very different now.
Headed to round 3.
It's always interesting.
Okay.
See, when the hype meets reality.
You can't hear him or you can't hear me. Okay. Hey, you're doing a fine job. All right, listen. 2 rounds up, big, all right? You gotta finish this guy. Go, all right? You're up on the cards. It's time to open up, okay? He can't take you down if you put up his head. He can't do nothing, bud. Say, Mike, I need you to engage. Believe in yourself. It's 1 round, 5 minutes, okay? Go through. Don't stop on the takedown. I don't want you to stop anymore.
Ow! Second down! Chan Sung Jung, the Korean zombie. He and Leonard Garcia put on a show unlike many we have seen. 5 minutes remains in this one, heavyweight battle.
Todd Duffy was taking some big, deep breaths in the corner.
Still a young kid, too, 24. Mentally, all you got to do is touch him.
Yeah, that's Mike Whitehead trying to pump Todd Duffy up, but, you know, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. You know, Mike Russell.
And with a lot of power behind it, and Russell just kept pushing forward in round one.
Yeah, well, you know, this is a good learning experience for a young fighter like Duffy. There's going to be some guys that you're not going to be able to put away. You know, you're going to tee off on them, and they're just going to stare at you. There's some freaks of nature out there that can just take power punches.
Here now.
He's got to go for broke. He's got to try to take him to the ground. He can't stand more standing with him. He's got to mix things up. You know, there, he tries to get a hold of him, but look how easy Duffy shakes it off. You know?
Off stance for the first time. Still a lot of time remains in this battle.
I'm wondering about the right hand of Todd Duffy.
I was thinking the same thing, Joe.
You know, it could just be sore. We don't know.
Well, the uppercut has been his most quality strike.
Right, and when you land, you know, uppercut, that bone of the chin will catch the middle of the finger instead of the knuckle. There's so many broken hands in MMA.
And he hasn't turned the hip in the second and third round like he did early.
Surprises we are. I'm standing up. I can't even sit down right now. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
Spin it up. One punch, and out go the lights. That was the most incredible thing I've ever did.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. How about Mike Russo?
My goodness. Wow.
Tim Duncan in the house tonight. Two-time NBA MVP world champion. I know he loves that. Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 35 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout, Mike Russell.
I have ever seen in over 10 years of calling MMA. You know, you'd only tagged him a couple of times in the entire first 2 rounds. Did you ever think that you were going to be able to take him out like that?
Not at all. Yeah, that's a shock.
You know,
not very happy with the two.
I don't know how you cannot be happy with one of the greatest knockouts I've ever seen. Take a look at the big screen, and let's look at the finish of this fight. Out of nowhere, the greatest come from behind one-punch knockout in the history of the sport. Let's see that one more time and tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, I feel pretty good after seeing that.
You caught him, and then you caught him again on the way down, and he is out cold.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Mike Russo, ladies and gentlemen.
Mike Russo. You know what? That's a little UFC history right there. Mike Russo knocks out Todd Duffy in the third round. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Mike Russo. Take a look inside the locker room of the former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Quentin Rampage Jackson. They have talked. They have gone back and forth emotionally, mentally, and now the physical confrontation is moments away. Here tonight, our main event of the evening as he takes on Sugar.
UFC, sponsored by UFC Undisputed.
Evo Stick technology brings you anti-germ, the sealant that helps protect against infection. 1 hour shower, the sealant that repels water in just 1 hour. And White for Life, the sealant that resists black mold. EvoStick, the power of technology. This bounce.
Never knowingly undersold. Our lifelong commitment to fair prices.
So, you want to be a fighter?
UFC, sponsored by UFC Undisputed 2010, the video game.
And he has said many times that that is just how it always is. You have to have guys that push you in training. Look at that. That's a powerful shot right there. Look at that. Can he get him down, though? Can he finish it? He's already up. He's got that leg still, though. And down. Look at Waylon. I am impressed. Control on his body, and that's what he wants. He wanted this. He wanted to be in tight, grabbing a hold of him. 8-2 is Waylon Lowe. 42 career MMA wins for Melvin Guillard at just 27 years old. Big knee by Melvin. Waylon's game plan seems to be to get this thing into a tight situation, throw him to the ground, try to beat him up. Don't sit and stand and trade with him. He's having a really hard time doing it, though. This is what we were talking about before. Guillard has outstanding takedown defense and expending a ton of energy in trying to do so. Wants to work the single. The last time we saw Guillard taken down a lot was in his fight against Gleison. Gleison lost a controversial decision. A lot of people thought that Gleison should have been controlled by a grappler, but that was pre-Greg Jackson. Absolutely. That was kind of what led him to Greg Jackson. Yeah, he kind of realized that, wow, good hammer fist to the ears. Oh, those are right hand. Melvin shakes it off. Guillard and Lowe, round one. Those are enough to get Lowe to let go, though. Guillard trying to lead with that left hook. Good kick. Calling for the 3-2 from the ball was exactly that, Joe. The lead right hand. Spin it up. One punch, and out go the lights. That was the most incredible thing I've ever did. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. How about Mike Russo? My goodness. Wow. Tim Duncan in the house tonight. Two-time NBA MVP world champion. I know he loves that. Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal is calling a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 35 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout, Mike Russo.
I have ever seen in over 10 years of calling MMA. You know, you'd only tagged him a couple of times in the entire first 2 rounds. Did you ever think that you were going to be able to take him out like that?
Not at all. Yeah, that's a shock.
You know,
not very happy with the two.
I don't know how you cannot be happy with one of the greatest knockouts I've ever seen. Take a look at the big screen, and let's look at the finish of this fight. Out of nowhere, the greatest come from behind one-punch knockout in the history of the sport. Let's see that one more time and tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, I feel pretty good after seeing that.
You caught him, and then you caught him again on the way down, and he is out cold.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Mike Russo, ladies and gentlemen.
Mike Russo. You know what? That's a little UFC history right there. Mike Russo knocks out Todd Duffy in the third round. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Mike Russo. Take a look. 20, everything else is virtually identical. With the introductions, the veteran voice, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon, Harley-Davidson. Tap Out, an expression of combat known worldwide, and the makers of the Ultra Premium Sit the 6 RTD, the official protein beverage of the 3 rounds in the UFC. Man in the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record, 11 wins, 3 losses, 1 pounds, fighting out of Whitby, New Jersey. And now introducing his opponent, fighting 6 feet 2 inches tall, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Ultimate Fighter Season 3 winner, Michael the Cat Bisping! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Steve Mazzagatti.
All right, gentlemen, this is it. Give us all a good, clean, fair fight. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Now hook them up. Hook them up.
Let's do this thing. Dan Miller, Michael Bisping. The corner of Dan Miller, probably Mike Constantino, knowing Mike is... Here we go! Tonight's clock brought to you by the Expendable. Dan Miller. White and dark trunks for Michael Bisping, green and white. Bisping, let's see if he lowers and tries to power through some of these strikes.
Miller landed a good straight left there, Mike. Good.
Unintentional. All right, sure. All right, fight. Mike Constantino was a loud Jersey kid. Wonder if Dan Miller will be comfortable standing and training with Bisping. Got that right hand way high and open. Bisping has always featured good head movements.
Bisping's move around and be lightly and almost pull back off of his punches.
Which is, Joe, what we were talking about earlier with he wants to hit to hurt tonight and show off maybe the ability to get exactly the point we were talking earlier.
In the Vanderlei Silva fight, he seemed a little bit tentative with his striking and pulling away on some of his punches.
Unparalleled stamina Bisping has showed. Miller, though, the same. Event of the evening, Miller and Bisping. Go right. Away from the power hand of Bisping, the instructions from the corner of Dan Miller. He does not fight, Joe.
Obviously, Vanderlei is a much more dangerous striker, but that has been a knock on Mr. Bisping.
Midway point of round one. Leg kick. Miller looking to counter here early, Joe. Got clipped by the left hand of Bisping. Bisping with a 1-2. Pumping that jab out there, showing it.
Good leg kick by Mr. Miller.
Got himself in a position.
Even on these punches, Mike, I mean, he's touching with his right hand. He's not stepping in and digging into it, you know? He's kind of catching him in the very end of it.
Inside leg kick. Miller, good counter. He got poked in the eye a little bit, wipes it away. Right hand by Bisping. Miller's never been stopped, Joe. 11 wins in his MMA career. Bisping looking for number 20 tonight. Bisping fought Rashad Evans at 205 before working his way to 85.
I'm kind of surprised that Dan hasn't tried to take this fight to the ground. I mean, it's basically
comfortable with that, Joe, and he appears to be.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's comfortable with it, but Dan is such a good grappler. I would have thought that he would have tried to take him to the ground and maybe submit him. And that it might be the strategy to takedown comes easier because he doesn't expect it. That is possible.
First round in the books.
He's getting much more confident with his stand-up.
Spade in attendance this evening.
He looks kind of slim. Looks like he's lost some weight.
Everybody's here tonight. This
Snoop
is
Dogg,
Snoop, Joe Thornton, Dan Boyle, NHL All-Stars, Larry Fitzgerald.
Caught him with a good right hand, and he caught him a couple of times in this round. There's a good one.
Just over 3 minutes remains in the fight. Rampage Rashad still ahead. Jab. Bisping is actually left-handed.
There's the takedown.
And he gets it.
There you go. Now this is what Dan Miller's been wanting.
Got a lot of time.
As we said, Michael Bisping has a very good guard, very good defensive guard. Kang was unable to do anything to him. Let's see if Miller has a strategy. And Bisping up against the cage, wall walking. Nice. Very nicely done by Mr. Bisping.
Tough to take down, harder to keep down, as we mentioned earlier. And again with the right hand. You got to go for broke if you're Dan Miller.
He's got to do a little bit more than that. He landed a couple of good punches. I would like to see him really just attack. He's got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Good kick. To get a decisive win.
A lot of Brits in the house tonight, too. Can he get another one? Bisping fights it off.
He's going for it, but Bisping has great takedown defense, Mike.
Michael looks at the clock.
Good right hand by Bisping on the break. And good takedown defense.
Season 3, Ultimate Fighter winner. Fighter coach. One of his victors, Ross Pearson, along with a lot of our great fighters. Don't forget, Fan Expo in Boston.
Dan Miller connected there.
10 seconds.
And Bisping connects as well.
This one going the distance.
Great fight, guys. Great fight.
Good fight between Dan Miller and Michael Bisping. He has earned himself his 10th UFC victory. Kids from Whippany, New Jersey, the guys from Jersey, nothing but gamers. Joe, our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And here we see, there's a big right hand from Dan Miller. Attacked Michael Bisping, went after him, landed a couple of shots, but ultimately, that was the story of the fight. The success was really, mostly in the stand-up, was from Michael Bisping. Once he got comfortable in the second round.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score this contest 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Michael the Count Bisping!
Bisping the winner tonight by unanimous decision. Class and respect, toe-to-toe battle. The count.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Michael the Count Bisping. First of all, Michael, congratulations. Good victory. Especially in the second round. Were you surprised at all that you weren't able to take him out?
Guy's got great skills. I really respect him as an opponent, and I'm sure he's going to go on to have a fantastic MMA career. He's tough, man. Took him like a man. Respect you.
It seemed like in the second round you got more comfortable with the stand-up. You felt like you were a little bit more confident, and that's when you really started teeing off on him. What was the game plan coming into the fight?
Well, to be honest, the game plan was to do that, but to finish the fight. I'm a little annoyed with myself for not finishing it, but you know, Dan's a tough guy. I underestimated him on the feet a little bit. He's very, very good. I just want to thank all my sponsors, Muscle Farm, Tap Out, the Wolf Slayer, everybody here in Vegas. You know what I mean? You're not going to like it from now on. keep kicking ass. Everyone here, thank you, Wolfslayer. Everybody from the bottom of my heart on my website, bisping.tv/Twitter @Bisping. Follow.
Michael Bisping, ladies and gentlemen.
He didn't miss a beat, did he? Congratulations on the birth of baby boy on the 14th of May. Guess who else is here? The UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Rush St. Pierre. We are all ready for Rampage and Rashad, and we're moving oh so close to this epic confrontation. Take a final look inside the line. And now it's time for our main event of the evening, as Quentin Rampage Jackson faces set for the biggest fight, the most highly anticipated matchup in UFC history. Let's go inside the numbers for Rampage and Rashad. Lethal clinch, extremely difficult to take down, second best submission defense in MMA history. For Sugar Rashad Evans, the Ultimate Fighter winner, former UFC light heavyweight champion. For Sugar Rashad, when he gets in top position, he's able to keep it. 4 of his last 6 wins have come by knockout. Rashad very confident in his hands. It'll be interesting to see if he looks to wrestle tonight against Rampage. And Joe, at the end of the game, how is all this mental gamemanship back and forth for a matter of months going to affect tonight's?
You know, there's always something exciting about watching 2 very skilled fighters face each other, but there's something even more exciting about watching 2 skilled fighters who hate each other and have gone back and forth for well over a year. You know, that's a lot of pent-up energy, a lot of animosity, and what's really important in this fight is who slept last night, who's able to manage this and stay calm and relaxed today, and who's able to implement their game plan under pressure, and that's what we're going to find out tonight.
Rampage hates Rashad, and because of that and everything that's gone on,
Interesting to point out that Rampage came into camp very heavy.
Yes, he did.
Started out camp at 250 pounds, dropped down to about 220. What kind of cardiovascular shape he was in starting out like that. You know, that said, he's put in a tremendous camp. He has dropped the weight. He's in great shape physically. Looks like it.
30 wins in his mixed martial arts career. Defeated Dan Henderson a few years back to become the first unified champion of MMA history. Has stopped Chuck Liddell twice, once in the UFC, once in Pride. That 2004 slam of Ricardo Arona, unlike any other. And here he is, Quentin Rampage.
Fight is how many people are rooting for Rampage and how many people are booing Rashad. That is unexpected.
Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening, is brought to you by the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon, Harley Davidson. Is taller, it is Evans who will have a 2-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, the veteran voice Bruce.
Octagon, as this is the main event of the evening. UFC Undisputed 2010 video game available now, which is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commissioners Francisco Aguilar, Skip Avancino, Bill Brady, and TJ Day. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Glenn Trowbridge, Sal D'Amato, and the action begins. Our referee in charge of the Octagon is Herb Dean. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light. Here we go. UFC Undisputed 2010 video game available now. Expendables, starring Jason Statham, Jet Li, Randy Couture, and Sylvester Stallone, in theaters August 13th. And now...
Evening, brought to you by the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon. Harley Davidson is taller. It is Evans who will have a 2-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, the veteran voice Bruce
Octagon, as this is the main event of the evening. UFC Undisputed 2010 video game available now, with sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commissioners Francisco Aguilar, Skip Avancino, Bill Brady, and TJ Day. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Glenn Trowbridge, Saldi Amato, and when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Herb Dean. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light. Here we go. UFC Undisputed 2010 video game available now. Expendables, starring Jason Statham, Jet Li, Randy Couture, and Sylvester Stallone, in theaters August 13th. And now, this is the moment of truth we've all been waiting for. Garden Arena in Las Vegas. It's time! UFC Light Heavyweight Division. 19 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Gentlemen, he is the former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 30 wins, 7 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Irvine, California, by way of Memphis, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion, Winton Rampage!
All right, gentlemen, you know the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch it up, let's make it official.
Wow. There's some intensity in the air right now.
Unbelievable. Rashad Evans. Quentin Rampage Jackson. Main event of the evening. And here we... 13th. Short black trunks for Rashad. Long black and camel trunks for Rampage. Non-title fight. Oh! Big hit! Rampage looking to close it up!
He hit him with a big shot, Mike.
That's like the early shot that Randy Couture landed on Tim Sylvia. You want to talk about taking control early. Wow!
Rampage had a chance to recover though now. Now they're pressed up against the cage, but he got rocked.
The left hook of Rampage. Right now his arms are working on the right arm of Rashad.
All right, let's work.
Look to wear him down a little bit. Good shot early by Rashad Evans.
Outstanding takedown defense. You see how easily he sprawls his hips back.
His Rampage. Said coming in, he's got a great chin.
Page. And Rashad again trying to tie him up. Rampage has had trouble on the ground in fights. Mounted by Forrest Griffin. There we go.
Rashad with the right hand early. Watch Rampage with that huge hook.
actually, again, in the Forrest Griffin fight. And there's the big takedown
by Rashad.
into side control.
Set it up with that. Trying to pin down that arm, Joe. Spectacular start for Rashad.
Gotten into side, in the half guard here.
Landed the punch the first time. Set up the takedown the second.
Oh, big shot by Rashad. Rashad's got double underhooks here, Mike.
This is part of the game plan of Rashad Evans, too. Not just score points, but to lean on Rampage, to wear him down a la GSP BJ Penn.
The fact that he came into camp so heavy. Rashad, coming off the Thiago Silva fight, was in tremendous condition, went right back to work. Jonathan Chainberg put him through a tremendous strength and conditioning program that you can watch on the primetime show and see the hard work they put in, and you know, he's in incredible shape.
We saw the explosive power on the takedown. Rampage.
Notice that? He's pulling away, looking for the right hand on the break.
Stop.
Here we go again. 25 seconds left in round one. This is a non-title fight. 3 5-minute rounds. Rashad very low.
You gotta wonder right now about the confidence of Rampage. He got tagged, he got taken down, and he hasn't landed a thing.
Stop
big
that one.
sprawl there, though. Big first round for Rashad Evans. And here's the right hand. Bam! On the jaw. Let's see it again. Huge right hand by Rashad Evans running in. Benjamin, full power double right there into side control.
Also, start lighting your hands up. Start touching them with the one. Stiff ones. He has that movement. You got to cut up the ring and work that movement. He's trying to set up. You just work that one. If you feint that one, that three is there.
Let's get back to it, baby. Still a little dangerous, so let's just go ahead and keep creating, doing what we're doing, okay? Good motion, all right? Good motion.
That's it, baby. There you go.
Okay, get the hand.
Round two. 10 minutes remains. End of round one. Rampage started to throw. Gonna look to come out firing here in round two.
We want Rampage to utilize
the 2010.
Rampage throwing a lot more feints in this round, Mike. Notice that? Looking for that uppercut.
Rashad came with that big overhand right again. That time, Rampage saw it and blocked it. But again, looking to impose his will is Evans. Winner for months. Ultimate Fighter coaches on the opposing side.
Good knee to the leg by Rashad.
Olympic wrestler, been such a great influence in Rashad. Rashad trying to catch him on the exit with the right uppercut. Rashad so low, Joe.
He's so unorthodox, you know, he's taunting Rampage and really assuming more of a wrestling posture.
Yep, for sure.
And then he comes out, it explodes. Look at this.
Rampage fights that one off, though. 3 minutes. By Jackson.
He's hammer fisting his knee here.
Rampage Jackson's Greatest Hits is available on DVD on June 1st. Rampage looking to add to that collection tonight.
Rashad keeps hammering that knee. He's working it with his right knee, and he's working it with his hammer fist as well.
Stop.
That's the game plan, Joe, to wear Rampage out. Rashad very disciplined in his attack thus far. Strike and exhaust. 1-3 the call. There's the 3. Rashad saw it coming.
Rashad is very fast on his feet, man. Rampage is having a hard time finding the distance with his punches.
And they worked a lot on that explosiveness to even add to what already is a tremendous athlete. Well, I'm going to knock Rampage out game then. Rashad fighting very smart. Hit him early.
Yeah, I mean, he's just really outclassing him as far as speed goes.
And that was where we knew on paper the advantage did go to Rashad, was in that speed.
I didn't think it was going to be this much of an advantage. His ability to spring in and out, you know, his explosive movement.
So what does Rampage do, Joe?
And he landed an uppercut there as well. I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, he's in the exchanges. You know, when Rashad closes the distance to get to this position, he's close enough for Rampage to punch him, which is Rampage to hold of him and land. And he's got to try to turn it around. He's had a big first round that went completely to Rashad. Big right hand, takedown, and on the second round, most of the success has been Rashad as well. Rampage really, you know, he's starting to lose confidence here. Rashad's dropping down hard, and he turns it. Look at this.
Fights it off.
Now he's got behind him. Rampage has got hands on the wrist, though. Rashad's hanging on him, though. He's making him work.
10 seconds left in the round.
And lands a couple punches as well.
Watch out for a knee.
Another round for Rashad. You know, Rampage has had no success in this fight so far. And he's tired.
Okay. Now, we need this. We need to knock out this round. Control your breathing. I need you to knock him around, get in your head. You can knock him out now. He doesn't want to take your chance. Start touching him, dog. Touch him. I don't want you back to the fence anymore. You stand.
When you got your to the side, keep bumping them and keep looking for the shot. You're going to create this round, okay? This is your round, just like the last two. You are the best in the world. Trust in yourself. You're the best in the world, baby.
Phil Nurse just said he's tired, but he's still dangerous.
That is true. Rampage is always dangerous. I mean, he has tremendous power, but the speed difference has really been a big factor.
Rampage needs to find a way to counter that, though. But see, that's where the discipline comes in.
But he's even faster in this fight. I mean, I think you learned a lot from the Machida fight about leaping in and leaping out, and what Lyoto did to him, and how effective that tactic is. And, you know, as you saw from his strength and conditioning program, he's concentrated very hard on his explosive energy.
Rampage looked to put the right hand on him, Joe. Switching the stance to the southpaw position. You hear the corner of Rampage asking for a bit of urgency. Rampage ducks out of the way.
Herb Dean's got to be careful in this fight because the way Rashad bounces back, he's almost run into Herb a couple of times.
Rampage looking to finish! Rampage looking to finish Rashad! Rashad trying to survive!
Rashad got hit with some big shots.
Wow! Here comes the ramp.
Rashad is not in a place where he wants to be right now. He's got to figure out how to get on top. Rashad is trying to scoot out here. He's got to get his hips out. He's up.
Rampage has still got a leg, though.
He's got a guillotine, though. Rashad has a guillotine if he wants it. Rashad is hurt.
Oh, he's still wobbly, Joe.
He's very wobbly.
This is it.
Look at how he's moving.
Yep. Rampage doesn't want to give him much time to recover here, Joe. One, 3.
Now, Mike.
Totally different.
Now he gives him to recover, the better he's going to be at moving, and now you see it.
Corner for Rampage to do so. Under 2 minutes remains in the fight.
And he got the corner and he gets him down.
He had a
huge error by Rampage. When Rashad got up, he was very wobbly. If Rampage charged at him, who knows what could have happened.
Now Rashad punishing with the ground and pound.
It's payback time.
Yeah, baby. They both have gotten their shots in. 2 big ones. Now it's sugar time. Can Rashad stays busy. Here he comes.
Rampage back up. But Rashad's got his legs again. And down again.
Huge, huge takedown.
Rashad's got his back here. Rashad's landed some good shots.
15 seconds. The fight. It is over.
Some scary, scary moments in that last round for Rashad.
Super Bowl champion. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
He caught him with that. Lunging in left hook. Hurt him here. Got on top of him. And he was just dropping bombs on him here. It was very close. You see Herb Dean looking up, keeping his composure, keeping it together.
The judge's decision. Sugar Rashad. The winner gets Shogun for the UFC light heavyweight title.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges scored this contest 30, 27, 29, 28, and 30, 27. For the winner by unanimous decision, Sugar Rashad.
Here is Joe.
Utilize your speed, your footwork, your agility. Give us your thoughts on the fight and tell us what the game plan was coming in here tonight.
The game plan was simple. It was just not to have a game plan at all, just know what I do well, know what he doesn't do well, and stay out of positions that I'm not too good at.
Your speed advantage him and then get out of the way.
Yeah, you know, he kind of slowed down. At first he was sharp, but then he kind of slowed down throughout the fight, allowed me to use my speed a little bit more. I caught him with the straight right coming in, and he didn't see that one coming.
You caught him with a big shot early in the round. Now in the 3rd round, it looked like he caught you. How badly were you hurt?
I went numb for a little bit, but you know, that's what happens sometimes. You know, I was just fighting through it. In my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna give up, and no matter what, I'm just gonna stay moving forward.
So much emotions. How much of a relief is it now having the victory?
It's a huge relief, man. You know, me and Quentin went on and put on a good show. You know what? If you want to do it again, I'd love to fight him again, you know?
Well, congratulations on an awesome performance. Look forward to seeing you again. Rashad Evans, ladies and gentlemen.
Rashad Evans defeats Quentin Rampage Jackson. Joe.
Disappointed. Give us your thoughts on the fight right now.
Well, I tried my best. Rashad is really tough. I can tell he worked with a lot of small, fast guys to be ready for him. But like I said before, you know what I'm saying? Millions of other guys wish they could come in here and do what we do, but they can't. I came out, put everything on the line for them. I came out here, I did 100% to my ability. There's never a loser that walk out of this octagon.
Now, Quentin, you caught him with a big shot in the 3rd round. You had him hurt. Were you surprised that you were unable to put him away?
I was very surprised that he recovered from that. You know, so I put all my eggs in that basket.
How much of a factor was the weight? Coming into camp at 250 and then having to drop 30 pounds of weight, how much of a factor was that?
You know, that wasn't a factor in the fight tonight. It was a lot of rust and a lot of anticipation, you know what I'm saying? So I gave it my best. I want a rematch. I want to do it.
Well, I'm sure next time we'll see you, it'll be better than ever. Look forward to seeing you again. Quentin Rampage Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
Very humble, very classy in defeat. A disappointed Rampage in our main event from the MGM Grand. UFC 114, protein beverage of the UFC. By UFC under the United States Marine Corps. Go to UFC.com/Marines. Of combat known worldwide, now available at tapout.com.
That's Ryan Jensen in a barn burner of a fight. Catches Jesse Forbes in a guillotine after getting caught with a big straight
point of the night.
And that for sure is the greatest come-from-behind knockout victory in the history of the sport. Mike Russo, after getting dominated, comes back with a giant right hand.
And the 6RTD, the official protein beverage of the UFC. What a night indeed. Sugar Rashad Evans, his conditioning, his explosiveness, his athleticism was the difference.
He looked fantastic. His ability how to lose all that weight. Coming into camp at 250 did not help him. Haven't help either. But you can't take anything away from Rashad. He overcame adversity. He got hurt very bad in the third round. Put on a spectacular performance, and he got the win. And it's a sweet one.
And we get to do it again in a couple of weeks.
Indeed, my friend.
Epic weekend indeed here in Las Vegas. We thank everyone who has made it possible. Don't forget our friends at MMA Live on ESPN2. ESPN2 for MMA Live. Post-fight analysis. So much great things. They are coming up next. Don't forget to check them out. J-Bob. The executive producer of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Are directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. Congratulations to the new Hall of Famer, Matt Hughes, Joe Silva. Keep bringing them, baby. Rocking and rolling this weekend. Little Nog, he earned a split decision. Close it was, though. They were all in the house. From Dos Santos to Tyson to Octagon, Mike Russo comes from behind. So did all of us. So did the Count. The Count wanted a little bit more, but in the end, the Count did enough. He took out Miller. He's trying to move back up that 185 ladder. Quality win here in our main event. And then it was time for these men to finally do battle. They went the distance and sugar tonight. But I can guarantee you, this battle is going to continue and continue. And the winners are all you great UFC Fighting Championship. Mike Goldberg saying so long until next time. We see you right back here inside the Octagon.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges scored this contest 30, 27, 29, 28, and 30, 27. For the winner by unanimous decision, Sugar Rashad Evans.
Here is Joe. Utilize your speed, your footwork, your agility. Give us your thoughts on the fight and tell us what the game plan was coming in here tonight.
The game plan was simple. It was just not to have a game plan at all. Just know what I do well, know what he doesn't do well, and stay out of positions that I'm not too good at.
Your speed advantage him and then get out of the way.
Yeah, he kind of slowed down. At first he was sharp, but then he kind of slowed down throughout the fight, allowed me to use my speed a little bit more. I caught him with the straight right coming in, and he didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, you caught him with a big shot early in the round. Now in the third round, it looked like he caught you. How badly were you hurt?
I went numb for a little bit, but that's what happens sometimes. I was just fighting through it. In my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna give up, and no matter what, I'm just gonna stay moving forward.
So much emotions. How